If you thought one night was too short to figure out who the werewolf is, now you have 1 week. This is our review of 1 Week Ultimate Werewolf.
1 Week Ultimate Werewolf is a hand management hidden identity game about figuring out who amongst your friends is the werewolf. And I really enjoy the rooms because they add an extra layer to it.
We really love One Night Werewolf, but this just isn't the same. We'll tell you why after this quick how to play.
In 1 week, players will take turns moving throughout different rooms of the castle.
Some of the rooms will give players abilities during the day phase, and others will give them abilities during the night phase.
During the course of the game, players will spend their time bluffing other players and deducing who the werewolves are.
At the end of the last day, the players will vote on who they think the werewolf is, and either the werewolves will win, the villagers will win, or the tanner will win. Like I said at the top, we love One Night Ultimate Werewolf. We play it all the time. It's one of the first games we really got into board gaming with. And so we were excited about this because you have a whole week. And I do like the room mechanics. I do like the artwork on the rooms. I do like the abilities that you get during the day phase or the night phase. However, just as you're playing, it doesn't have that same feeling that One Night Ultimate Werewolf does. It just doesn't have the same urgency to figure out who the werewolf is. And because roles are switching so much, by the end, you're just like, I don't know who the werewolf is and I don't care.
I will say the pieces add a little bit. I mean, you have a board to move around in, so it gives a little bit of direction, right? With the one night games, it's like, okay, here are cards, here are your rolls, go. And then you just gotta like kind of talk. This one, it's like, okay, I'm gonna move here. So it gives you a little bit more like tactile stuff to do.
It feels more like a board game.
Yeah, feels more, but I mean, yes, I liked it, but it's no one night.
So one of the things about this game is you have cards that you can take your actions during the day phase. It gives you how many rooms you can move to based on the number. So either 0, so you stay in the same room. 1, you can move to one room next to you, 2 or 3. But then at the night phase, you can then use the character's ability. And the character's from Werewolf, so you have the Insomniac, you have the Seer, you have the Troublemaker, and you have the Robber. And during the night phase, they'll take their actions in the room that they're in, just like they do during One Night Ultimate Werewolf. And I kind of like that aspect of it. However, in order to move to a good room and then also take the robber's location, you'd have to like plan it so that you have to redraw your cards to be able to use them. Because once you use your cards during the day phase, you can't then use them at the night phase unless you've redrawn your cards. I don't know, I wish there was another way that you could move about through the rooms or another way that you could use the different abilities. So that mechanic just kind of, I know what they were kind of thinking, I just didn't like the execution of it.
That hand management component, right? Everyone kind of has the same thing. So as you're playing, you're like, all right, I just used the Insomniac. And it's like, okay, you just use it. So it's one thing you can try and keep track of to see if someone's lying or bluffing or to catch them, like catch their stories. However, I will say that does introduce is he bluffing or is he just straight up cheating? Like, how do I really know now? So, I mean, that component, I was thinking about it, but obviously we don't play with cheaters, so
a lot of honor system in this game.
Yeah.
In this game, you're playing the card, so it's like Lee said, when you go to do a roll at the night phase, it's, well, I'm taking the Troublemaker's action and I'm doing this. And like Lee said, well, are they? Aren't they? Because in this game, you're allowed to talk. You don't have to talk, but you're allowed to talk while you're doing your night phase actions. So it's not where you close your eyes and everyone's silent and then you try to figure out who's doing what. This one, you're talking and probably the person who's talking a lot more, maybe they're anxious, maybe they're a werewolf and trying to figure out how not to be a werewolf anymore. There's things about the game that I like, especially when you read the back of the box, like all the things we're talking about, if I were to hear them, I'd be like, oh, that sounds fun. But when you actually do it, it's just not as fun to me as I was imagining it.
One mechanic I did enjoy because, you know, these hidden identity games, you kind of need a larger number of players, is there's these 3 like AI characters that kind of move around and they could be werewolves. So that kind of adds a bit more of a, okay, well, yeah, if we think they're werewolves, you can kind of look and see, like everyone could have that chance as we're playing the game to kind of figure it out. But, you know, there's more role switching that could happen, so it's anyone's game, really. I just like the ability to play with less people and not like minimum 6 or something for the, like one night.
I could definitely see there is a fun game in here somewhere. I just don't think it's there yet. Like if you could combine one night, like the roles of one night and the rooms of this game. So like there's only one night and you have your role and you have your rooms, and depending on certain things that happen, you end up in a room. And so not only do you have your character ability from one night, but then you have the room. So that can change it up. So yeah, I'm the seer, but when the seer's in the archives, they can do this. Or when the seer's in the panic room, they can do this. So that could be one way that they could have made this a little bit more engaging and a little bit more friendly towards the people who really do like the mechanics and the playability of One Night Ultimate Werewolf.
I will say from a production value, like Kenny had mentioned, the rooms look pretty cool. I mean, they're your standard, like looking from the top rooms. That's fine. I mean, you have the normal POG pieces that are in the One Night games. And there's these other stands that are supposed to house, you know, they're supposed to hold upside down the your identity or whatnot. Although, if you saw from the unboxing, like we did get some broken pieces and we're just like,
But Bezier Games did reach out to us on Board Game Geek and said that they will replace them if we send them an email and all that kind of stuff. So if you do happen to get the game and you get broken pieces, reach out to them and they will replace your pieces for you.
Overall, because I liked One Night so much, I wanted to give this a chance. I like their trying to do something different with One Night and, you know, kind of make it a longer game or, you know, play with less people and still have fun. I like that they tried that.
Overall, I wasn't 100% pleased with this game. I like a lot of the ideas that are presented. 1 week, Ultimate Werewolf.
What'd you think? You ready to spend 1 week howling at the moon? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you're enjoying our content, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to see more Halloween videos,